Hey, everybody. Welcome to Making Connections. This is your girl, Aly. I hope everybody is having an amazing day today. Woo, it was a busy weekend, but thank God we made it through. And so, you guys know, always see the videos or the flyers going through when we first come on, just letting you know different things that are happening in the tri state area around Charlotte, in Charlotte and in case you're somebody who's looking for an organization to support, or maybe you need some support, either way, there's a lot of connections to be made. And so I am excited. Woo, 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 woo. Hey, Barbara, how you doing?
Ah,
Yeah.
excited, very excited and ready.
All right. So this is a brilliant lady, Barbara Reese Moses, that I met also in King of Prussia when we were had the story selling retreat, and it was an awesome event. And one of the brilliant ladies who was at that event. And so, Barbara, since it's your first time on the show, I want to give you opportunity to greet our family and just tell them a little bit about yourself, and we will jump into all the awesome things you have going on.
I'm excited. Well, I'm Barbara Reese Moses. I'm your Affirm Yourself to Greatness life coach. I'm the mother of two, and I always say that's where my coaching started, trying to get them through school.
Right.
and, and just dealing with life. So it was kind of automatic thing to me. Affirm Yourself to Greatness, though, life coaching basically came about because I was such a misunderstood child and adult in a sense. And I realized that um, there are people that are like me and they need to know how to do things. It's, uh, it's a difference in being told what to do and how to do it. And I found that I was being approached and told by a lot of what to do. So I created a how to do life coaching program where you're going to learn to affirm yourself. You're going to learn to acknowledge you. You're going to learn to how to forward your thinking on you. You're going to learn how to formulate your plan, ignite your inner power, reclaim your voice, and manifest the new you.
Okay, now.
Yes.
Sign me up. But
Yes, that we have to redesign our circumstances, and it really is possible. But all of this starts with you. You know,
mhm.
it
And
all starts with you.
I just want to even talk about the thing you said. A lot of times we're told what to do, but how to do it.
Hmm.
I mean, I just think about when people say have faith, and you're like, okay, what
A
does that
big
mean?
open, empty statement without direction.
Does
So
that
empty.
mean if I just pray and I sit here and don't do anything? Like, what does that having faith mean? So I appreciate the fact that you realize there is a little disconnect, and you're like, let me help the people along the way.
Because I stayed disconnected way too long,
Mhm.
asking for help and always I basically felt like they were telling me what I just asked them I needed help to do. I need help learning how to do such and such. Well, all you have to do is the such and such. It's almost like they repeated the exact same thing back to me where I know that's what I need to do. I need the steps. I
Right.
need a B, C, D. And people are shying away from that A, B, C, D type of help. And that's what we need now. Mentors and accountability partners are what I think life coaches really are when it gets down to it. Is what we really do.
And it's
And we
true
need
because,
that.
yeah, because I have been told before, well, Google is your best friend. Listen, there's a lot of information on Google. I don't know if Google, I mean, I read this link on Google, it says one thing. This link about
Hmm.
the same thing is telling me something different. So then I'm like, well,
And
which one
don't
should
forget
I
YouTube. They throw YouTube in there too.
So we definitely need that. I think, I think people are realizing we need to get back to that human, interaction, you know,
Yes.
having
Yes.
somebody there to root you on, to, not criticize you, but um, guide you, right?
Absolutely. It's a guide that we really need to be guided. And here's the other thing that really was on my mind, because this is back to school season time too, right?
Yeah.
And I'm a substitute teacher. So I
Oh,
see a lot. I see a lot that goes, I can see what actually goes on in the school system. And I can also kind of see parent frustration a lot when they really don't know what to do. And what I really wanted to share a little quick nugget on is why coaching. Why should you choose coaching? You
yes.
know, there's therapy, which a lot of people seem to stray away from when they're in a struggle for whatever reason. I don't know. Running away from help is, but it's what a lot of us just been trained.
It's what we've
Pride
been
came
doing.
up. Pride
Mhm.
came up with a lot before we got to this point to say it's okay to get the help. We had a lot of pride in our upbringing, which
Right.
has stopped a lot of people from moving forward. But why coaching? Coaching is going to leave you with three things. First, it's definitely going to leave you, like I said, with either a mentor or an accountability partner. And it's definitely going to leave you with what to do next. And a lot of times we just need that help to get on the wheel, to take a first step. But we need somebody to walk with us until we take that first step
Yes.
to get on. Not give me the steps and it's okay. Now you got it. Go do it, and never follow through with it because it's overwhelming when it's brand new. And that's
Hmm.
what I really want to bring to the table. And I really see it now, as far as I'm thinking about first grade parents, sixth grade parents, ninth and 12th grade parents, especially. Those are traumatic times for the little ones going to school for the first time, kindergarten and first grade.
Yes.
Sixth grade, they leaving from elementary going to middle, and then ninth grade leaving from middle going to high, and seniors getting ready for college.
Go college.
Yeah, which brings the stress on the parents too. And all of these things. And a lot of times we've also been told, as far as education and going to that college, I'm not against college. If college is for you, because we need the doctors, lawyers, and all those professions that require college. We do need them. And if you're one of those, I'm not knocking it. Please don't say I knocked it. But you
Right.
have those set that school is not for them. And you find parents are spending money once again because of the pride thing and putting their children out there. When a coaching program, you can be coached in anything that you want to learn to do. And a coaching program will come out on the end so much cheaper and give you so much more one-on-one help. And it
Hmm.
helps the children as well. This is not just an adult thing. Coaching helps young people also.
Amen.
So I just wanted to just share that, or why you should choose coaching. It really is a benefit in it because you have a one-on-one type of, and you have a group of like-minded people when you get into a coaching situation. They're looking for the same things you're looking for, so you
Wow.
don't feel as a misfit.
I mean, listen, we need to give you an offering right now because I mean, because you hit on so many things, like even with the child that, maybe they're not for college or it's not right now. A lot of times you don't really know what's going on behind the scenes, or sometimes we don't even know how to articulate what's going on to where our
Well,
parents.
exactly.
And yeah, and so you get with that coach, and that coach has been coached on how, the prompting questions that get you open, make you have, feel like you're in a safe space where you can
Yeah,
share, and so coaching is major.
it's very major. And so for me, my coaching walk began during the pandemic. The opportunity that the pandemic gave, I jumped on it. And so you were saying you don't know what to ask. Well, I always knew that I affirmed people. I
Mm.
didn't get a lot of affirmations growing up, So affirmation was very important to me, and I was doing it naturally. But once you say, like you say, when you don't know what to ask, but I knew that I had a gift. I know one thing: I'm made for a purpose. I
Right.
needed to find that purpose, right? So I ended up hiring a coach, a business coach, right, and a coach for giants. I'm brand spanking new, and I just jump in. I'm just let me go find a coach. And but in the course of that, I learned that a firm is what I do, and and the thing that you really
Uh-oh.
eye of you.
You had a did you have a phone call coming through? You kind of
No,
went
nothing.
you went out for just a second. So repeat that part for me.
The answers you find that the answers are inside of you once you're prompted with the right questions. You
Yeah.
just don't some and it's reprogramming, transforming, the mindset to think in a different way, to look at yourself from your good spots, your
Hmm.
highest, best version of yourself, even while going through.
Exactly. And I love that because, again, sometimes people go through seasons of grief. You know, sometimes you're going through, like you said, a transition, whether it's through school or maybe you've moved to a new city, you don't have a lot of friends, you don't know what church you're going to go to. And so there's
Yes,
a lot
all
of
of those
things going
things.
on. And I always say you can have Jesus and a therapist or a coach or whatever, they all work together.
They do. They do, because it is God that kind of, my creator. So I found my purpose,
Right?
and I'm excited to just get out here and open up to help. It's really, I think this is the area where we need to focus in the most on our hurts,. And hangups. And I just really feel like this is this is the time. The pandemic really allowed a lot of mental health and a lot of mental talk and distortions to be opened up and talked about freely, and things that we were kind of put in the back burner or thought was shameful are now we're realizing people have been suffering in silence for so long. It's time to let it out, and it's time to find help. It's time to find
Exactly.
help.
And I'll just say like even with the pandemic, you heard like now these are couples that have been married for like 30, 35 years and they're like, I can't stand this person. How did I stay married? And you're like, what? Really? But it's because life, when life is just so big, you just going from point A to point B. Got to get the kids here. We got to make sure the bills have been paid. So we're just talking about bills. And so when the pandemic was happening and everybody's at the house, you're like,
Yes, I
who's
really
this
don't like
person?
you.
But it also showed us we didn't know things about ourselves, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. You are
Things we've been
so right
holding
about
on to, or we didn't address when it went down. Like you said, we didn't find help. We just overlooked it. We just pushed it under the bridge, Because there are things in my life where I thought I was really over it, but it popped back up, and I was like, man, I thought I dealt with that. But then I was like, no, I really didn't. I just
just sit,
I
yeah,
just said yes to some more.
just sitting still around every day, and people who were scared to go out on the place we were going to at the grocery store was like entertainment to get to the grocery store. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's absolutely. But and also just going back because I want to emphasize this back to school and the parent teacher. I'm just kind of going to stick with that area today and deal with the teachers and the students. I saw the change in students too. Um, I don't think it was enough consideration taken on uh what went on with their shifts, and people paying attention to that. They need some coaching and some good guidance to come back around. And PTAs, I am available to all the PTSAs. I would love to come and work your parent, teacher, student association workshops that you have. I'm available for that. I really enjoy that because it's really needed. It's really, really needed these days to help because we need, and especially as a child, they need guidance and it definitely need guidance on how to make right decisions. And when they're just left to their own vices, and especially with the way that the shift that the world has taken,
Right.
you know, if you don't help them, parents, if you don't help them, you know, the world will definitely show them something.
Right. Show them something. And I like
Something.
I like what you're saying because I was telling somebody, or maybe we were talking about it. Now organizations, companies are looking for people to come in and help them help their employees. So I think that's
Absolutely.
brilliant because you have been in the system as a teacher and you have a love for students. So I think that's excellent, path for you to take. Y'all better reach out to Barbara, help you.
And and also the thing that had me passionate about coming to the PTA. Well, I did the PTA board when my son was in school, but I also had to deal with the school system with my son too. So I know I actually saw the process, the fight. I lived it. Then I can't went in on the other side as being a substitute, seeing it from the teacher student side as well. So yeah, that's why I really, really wanted to talk about that today. And I just really, but my real main focus is that parents, you need to pay attention to your children and offer them some type of help, even just simple tutoring. Offer some type of help. Make provision for them to be able to stay back after school for those programs. They really need it and it really helps. And it helps if you help them.
Right. And that is so true. Sometimes we just like they're not studying, they're not putting in the time. But I know there were some courses I was like, look, I read it, I thought I understood everything the teacher said, and when I went back home to try to do it myself, I was like, this just not coming out
I, I'm lost all over again. Even with the notes, even with the notes, trying to follow step one, two, and three. You need that's what I'm saying. That's the mentor and the accountability partner, somebody, we need these things. And like I remember in school, just the difference too that I just seen from when I was in school. We used to partner up a lot with fellow students,
right.
with the students that understood it, but things are just changing. So because of the scares and it's almost students can't it's almost like they can't even have free moments to talk, to associate with each other, to even really help each other like that now because it's just very rigid on them. And school is just changing. So, and that's
Yeah.
why I want to emphasize to the parents to seek so much more help because it's definitely not like the way we used to get. We used to get a chance to, you know,
Yeah,
sit
we
with
had
the smart students, as I said,
right.
and let them help us.
Yes, we did. We had a lot of group sessions and break up into smaller groups and this group would work on math and this group would work on science and then we change it up and things like that. So, those things are still, and again, it's that interaction. You don't feel like
It's
you're
the
by yourself.
interaction.
Somebody's asking a question maybe you were scared to ask, but when you're allowed that time, then the question comes up and you're like, "Woo, I'm so glad somebody asked that question."
Yeah. Or when you're just allowed to ask your the student beside you, where
Mhm.
everybody in the classroom don't hear it, But like I
Right.
say, some of those things, that's what so that's one of my major emphasis that I really like to emphasize on. And then the other one is the fight of when you're going through a struggle, like I was talking about, I wanted to share about oppression and
Mhm.
you have obstacles or, somebody, an oppressor that, that kind of shuts you down. And how do you bounce back from that? These are things that cause hurt and damage. And
Mhm.
these are type of things too that you have to reprogram your thinking because if you go let the hurt and damage fester, once again, we come out wrong. And the whole point of coaching is to help you have to be the best, best version of yourself, you know? And
Right.
that's why you should seek out help.
Exactly. There is nothing wrong with it. I want to repeat that. There is nothing wrong. I mean, we will go to a physical doctor if we have
Yes,
a ache or a pain. And if the pain don't go away, we don't care if we have to go 3 times to the doctor for the same
we
thing.
will continue and continue and continue. Yes, we
Mhm.
will.
So we have to
Yes,
get
we
to that
will.
point where we feel like coaching is the same thing. Okay, I got this part, but I'm still struggling right here. So let me go back. You know, I mean, and different people have different types of coaches. So it's really okay because you're trying to get to the place where you can just flow in your greatness, right?
In your greatness, that is the purpose. You're right. So after that first coach, we met at a second coach, you know. So
Right.
coaches use coaches also, guys. You know,
Yeah.
nobody knows everything. So today is a relaunch for me of Affirm Yourself to Greatness. So I would like to add that in there, and I'm so excited about that. And simply because I was stuck in one particular area, and back to I didn't know what to ask for in being stuck until I look around. I just look around for coaches until one day I'm listening to the explanation, and it the light bulb. That's where I'm stuck at. You know, this is my spot of being stuck. So my last um, stretch for me was the story selling retreat. You know,
Yeah.
that was my step over, and so now to be able to talk, put my story together, and to share of the greatness of what coaching really brings to you, it's just awesome. And to share the stories of the success of it too, it's really powerful.
Right. And I love that because everybody has a story, right? We
Yes,
think our story is insignificant. We think, well, don't nobody want to hear me talk about this, or don't nobody want to, coaches help like people who are, amazing. But we're all amazing. We just got to get there, and you got to open your heart and your mind to your amazingness, your greatness, right?
absolutely. You have to. And one of my handles, because you are significant.
Mm,
No one was created for just for nothing.
right.
Yeah. You can be anything. You can be anybody except a nobody. You're definitely a nobody. You're not a nobody because you're simply not a nobody just because you exist. You just existing makes you somebody. So there should be a mindset that you have to kind of adjust yourself to take on. But it takes, when you're fighting against an oppression or something, it takes the mentor or the accountability partner to help you learn how to do that. I can't emphasize that enough. I won't stop emphasizing that enough, guys. It is so important. Self help. We have to do some self help. It's beyond just the doctor office for a cut. Hurts,
Right.
wounds, habits, hangups. They we internalize those things, and they
Hmm.
deal with us too. And so we need to learn how to release that.
Exactly. And so like, that's and okay, I'm gonna come back to hurts, hangups and stuff, but I like the fact that you're offering your services to the teachers and to the school system, even the administrators of the school system, because we start early with those hangups, right? We get them. I can think of something that happened to me in third grade.
Yes, absolutely.
you know,
That really will that you can that you'll still that look and it'll still creep up in your mind every now and then
Mhm.
and be like, ooh, gotta shake that back down, you know.
Right.
Ooh, because if you stay there, it'll take over.
Exactly. Because we
Definitely
think
stay there.
schools are, wonderful, the
Uh-oh.
kids are in it, but there are bullies at school. There are people who sometimes you you don't learn as quick as other people. So inside of yourself, you feel insignificant. And so you're scared to, put yourself out there with the questions and things like that. It's so much that goes on in this mind, right? And so we got
That's
to
a, yeah.
at an early
And
age.
yeah, being embarrassed, and and for students, just because I watch this all the time, that's just like the most embarrassing thing. If you ask a question and you have the jokester of the class, like, you don't know that, that's just that just squashes you straight down. So yeah,
Mhm.
it's also the mentoring does help build up your self-esteem and your self-confidence to
Mhm.
work beyond that. That's what coaching brings to you as well, because it is a safe environment, because you can do one-on-one coaching as well as group coaching, half day sessions, a 4 day workshop. You could
Right.
get a 2 hour workshop, but you can get that help one-on-one most of the time. Or you, if it's not one-on-one directly with the leader in a coaching group, most of the time you have some type of activity that you
Mm,
leave out that's beneficial to your growth when you enter into a coaching session.
right. And I found, because I've gone to therapy and I've gone to coaching, let's just put it out there. But I also found they helped me to understand that maybe there's something this person is dealing with that's causing them to act out. And so it helps you to find a grace for other people, right?
Y- Yes, that's a beautiful statement. Yes, yeah, it does. It does. It makes you stop and pause, um, and not react to the fact so much. Oh, you don't know that? Well, let's consider why, or why you do what you do. Notice the behavior. You just notice things. You do sit back and you look and
Mm-hmm.
observe, and that's what I find I'm doing a lot in the school system. I'm an empath by nature too, though. My
Oh,
nature is to feel people. I'm very, yeah, I'm very much an empath,
oh wow.
top notch empath. Yeah.
Oh man, I didn't really know that word. I hadn't heard the word, but I think maybe just like a couple years ago, I started being like, what is that mean? I started digging into it a little bit more. I didn't do like a major study, but it's serious. Like you said, you feel things. Because sometimes I'll feel something and I don't know how to really explain it. I just feel it. It's there. It's in the room.
Yeah. You know, and those, and once again, those are those times when you really don't know how to explain it. That's where th- those are the things where you need to be able to share with somebody that doesn't cut you short, but can work with you to help. Let's pull it out. And that's
Hmm.
where those, like you say, the lead questions and the comfortability. And you just be so amazed at what you learn about that when it starts to come out, and what you discover about yourself. 'Cause as I said earlier, everything, it revolves around you.
Hmm.
And when it's time to make the change now, I don't believe that other people can't hurt you or do damage to you and intentionally make your life miserable, because it is very, very much possible. I hear some people say, you can't blame others, but I don't agree with that. Others can mess your life up. So, but
Right.
the thing is, how you how you become unmessed up.
Right.
That depends on you and
Right.
your thinking. But the number one way is that you have to know that you are significant, that you have a purpose, and you have to seek that so that you can raise above everything else and go get what's yours. You have to
Amen.
find that.
Yeah, and it's just like, sometimes things wiring gets mixed up. And so you just have to work with the wires and get them back in place. That's what, We were talking about even with this back situation, it's just your nerves now are kind of saying, don't move this way because there's pain. But we can rewire your thinking, we can rewire your heart and the things that you feel or how you react to the things that you feel. Because let's face it, not everybody is for you, not everybody's rooting for you. You're gonna have some opposition,
You're
but
right. Your
you got to get
oppositions,
over
yes.
that opposition and still get to your opportunity, right?
Absolutely. So when your oppositions come, and I'm just basically, I think student teachers and then maybe student parents when they go home, just talking on that level of it. So those are the things that most of the time when you're going through that, you don't understand it. So that's when the oppression comes, which most of the oppression, the depression, or the acting out, the getting in trouble. So these are things that at some stop point in time, you if you take time to stop and analyze and look at yourself to take, to acknowledge you're good, you're bad, and you're ugly. You write down some things about yourself sometimes. I call it interview yourself.
Yes, okay.
Interview yourself sometime. Write down your good, your bad, and your ugly. And then most of the time, your uglies only happen when you are just over the edge with total frustration. If you have
Right.
a whole lot of uglies, it's 9 times out of 10, everything is not 100%, but it's some stuff that has happened to you when you're just always acting ugly and you just don't know how to handle the whole load. But here's the thing: in every one of those oppositions and those oppressions, there is an opportunity, and the opportunity is what you learn to how you learn to come out of it, or what you did to come out of it, what steps you took. There is someone waiting to hear
Hmm.
your story, to be released from it as well. That's
Yeah.
the opportunities that you look for to share what you've been through. Return it back.
Hmm. And I used
And
to hear
that's what
that.
I do with Affirm. I didn't get a lot of affirmations.
Hmm.
I affirm to the max. And tell me I'm an over affirmer.
She does, and I was at the retreat. I didn't know these ladies. The only person I knew was like the organizer of the retreat. And you come by Barbara, and she be like smiling and stuff, and I'm like, "Hey, how you doing?" I'm like, whew, I'm still getting adjusted. Hey, but she always had a smile, and she's like, "Oh, I like this on you," or "Hey, come here," and I'm like, "Oh my gosh, what does she want?" Because you're like,
Yeah, you
I
were
just
kind of quiet, but you had that camera, but you were quiet.
yeah, see, like I'm a behind the scenes kind of girl. Until I do interviews, I love doing interviews, but otherwise, I just like to feel the room, like get see what they because for me, Angela helped to affirm me where I am because she says we're brilliant ladies. She is the Be Brilliant movement. And so
Be brilliant movement.
I'm going to the Be Brilliant movement, but I ain't feeling brilliant, you know? And so when she starts introducing people around the room and I'm like, executives and this and that, and I was like, why am I in this room? But I stayed in the room. I stayed
Yes, and I
engaged.
felt the same way. We were in the room. We were in the room, so it mattered. We made it to the room. Well,
Yeah.
whether you would look and whether you felt like the big fish in the small pond or you were the small fish with the big with the big group, at that point we were in the room. And I do understand that too when we're going around and doing the introductions. And so
Hmm.
this is what I like about life coaching too, because I feel that I read things on life coaching and they have just as many problems. They can't help me with my problems. You know, nobody's perfect in everything, but our area that we give out in our expertise, we know. you know. So like I said, my storytelling, I wasn't so good at that to bring the people in, but I could do my my affirm yourself the greatness workshop classes and make you see what needs to be done and let you get your vision and help you make your plan for your next step. I can nail that from telling that story and even just doing this interview with you today. It's a be brilliant movement.
She's making a
So
brilliant
thank you,
move.
Angela. I know you'll watch.
Right. It's a brilliant move because you have a lot of brilliance inside of you. And so you have come to the place and you're like, all those things I was missing. And I said, I would be, there's an obligation now for me to help somebody else because what if I take this gift to the grave and didn't share it with anybody? And we all
It's
have
been an
different types
absolute
of gifts.
waste,
Hmm.
an absolute waste.
Yeah, and I say there's all types of gifts, which you said in the beginning, a coach can help coach you to wherever you want to be, whatever level you want to be. Some people just, and I'm not saying just like it's less than anything else, but some people just want to learn how to be a good mom, a good partner. You know
Absolutely.
what I'm saying? But all of that stuff is important.
It's very important. It's very important. A good mom, good housewife, like order.
Hmm.
I would love an organizer person. Oh my goodness, they could get my money.
Amen.
you know, I just don't have where how to put things in order. Um, my husband, which a whole lot of years ago, I was a widow at an early age.
Oh,
But when we got married, that was one of the things that I really loved. I was like, oh, my house stays in order because he was an order person.
right.
So it's just about, and you can find a coach, as you say, to help you with any any area. Look, they do in real estate. They show you how to do businesses, construction business, whatever your desire is. You should be able to look it up and
Hmm.
find that and just start self-helping. And another thing that coaches do, put a lot of good information out that you can go and follow too on
Right.
video and things that you can listen to where you haven't even joined the actual group yet. Because one thing about a coach, we are geared to help.
Yeah.
That's our intent. We are geared to help. And so we leave a good lot of good information. I just want to encourage people today to start researching on coaching. If you're feeling down and you really say that you don't think you have the money, it's research out there. Don't let that hold you back, because as you go and grow, your gift will make room for you. What you
Mhm.
need will come to you.
Yes, yes. And just like you were saying, you were putting it out in the atmosphere. Okay, Lord, I know these people tell me what to do, but I need to know how to do it. And so you started seeking out, okay, I got to get to this detail and I know it's out there for me. So, and sometimes I tell people, maybe you worked with a coach before and they didn't do anything for you, they didn't help you, but you have to research to see. And don't give them your money yet. Some of them, because some of them ask for a whole lot of money up front.
A whole lot,
you
yes.
know be like, okay, well, let's do this trial period, let's see how you work, give me some more information, ask those questions, because your money and the investment you're making, you definitely want to see a return on that. And so there is somebody, maybe that wasn't for you, but there is somebody who is.
Uh-oh. I'm sorry. I
Okay.
could. That
No,
and background noise just happened there. I'm sorry.
I know you're fine, honey. We say it's real life around here. You can hear somebody slamming a door or whatever. We real people talking, having a conversation. And so, and that's one thing. Everybody thinks everything has to be perfect, but it doesn't.
Right,
You
right. Like
don't
this
wait
moment
till,
right here.
yeah, and don't wait till
I'm
everything's
at, I
perfect.
am at home, and my son just came in on me. Like, oh, okay.
Listen, there is plenty of people out there wish their son was coming through the door. So, it's okay. You know, we have to
Oh, I like
remember,
that.
even with that coaching, it helps us to remember to be thankful for things that people are missing. So many people are missing
Yes.
family members. So many people still don't have a job, but you might not like your job, but right now you have the opportunity to pay your bills until you can do something better. You know what I'm saying? But you always have to keep looking. One of your F's was like for forward thinking, right? Or forward. Tell me what that forward is
Yeah,
about.
you forward your thinking and formulate your plan. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
You have to forward because you have to change. In other words, you have to change from that spot where you are in your thinking. And most of the time, because when you start to go through over and over and over, your thinking really does get stinking. And it's just it's
Right.
no way around it, and it sounds funny, but it is a very true statement. And one thing that I like to leave with you on that, as far as if you listen to what you say to yourself and about yourself a lot
Mhm.
of times. Listen to the way you talk, and you'll determine whether or not your thinking is stinking or not. You'll start to hear yourself. Once again, that's that interview yourself I talk about.
Yeah. I like that interview yourself. I like that. So I want you to tell
Close
us
the door.
again.
Thank you.
Close the door,
He keep
son. We
on opening
love
up the door.
you. But we're gonna take a quick break. Alan, I want to play Eric's video. This he was also one of our advisors at the Be Brilliant movement,
Yes.
and so I want to play a piece of his video, and we're gonna talk about that. But when we come back, I definitely want you to go through the AFFIRM and give us the acronym again. And then, we're going to talk about how we can follow you, how people can reach out to you. But I want to play this video real quick and we'll be
Okay.
right back.
I'm excited to see it.
Called that trick stuff, your negative market. So let me try to explain it in a story. And it was not my own story, but it's a good one to understand it. So I went to a construction site and I saw three masons doing their thing. I went to the first one and said, okay, John, what are you doing? Well, I'm just laying bricks, just doing it all day long, just laying bricks. I'm actually quite good at it. Okay. So, Bill, what were you doing? Well, I'm actually creating a wall, firm wall. Keep the wind out, the elements out. Okay, thank you, Bill. So, Pete, what are you doing? Well, I'm actually building a cathedral. What I'm doing is participating in this grand work of creating a cathedral, leaving a legacy, giving people a place where they can pray, be at peace, find each other. And they were all basically doing the same thing, but from a different vision.
Right. And so, mm, I love that video because I mean he taught us so many things, but I always go to that part because it was three different people with three different mindsets, all doing the same procedures, you know, had the bricks, had the whatever you put in between bricks, had the tools to lay the bricks. But to one, he was just like, this is my job. I'm just putting these bricks together, right? Didn't even really have a purpose. Then one was like, well, I'm building a wall. That's all I know, putting this wall together. But then the other one
Mm-hmm.
was like, I'm building a cathedral. And he probably, he's probably part of all three, all the group. But to him, in his mind, he saw more than just the bricks. He saw more than just a wall. He could see the whole cathedral. He could see people coming there to worship. He could see, because he talked about leaving a place for a legacy where people come and worship together. You know what I'm saying? So it's
The
how you
story.
think about what you're doing and what the purpose is behind it, right?
Yes, yes. And when you can create that overall picture, that's the thing that you connect to, because that's the thing that people are really longing for. And so once again, I am Barbara Reese Moses, and I am your Affirm Yourself to Greatness life coach, because you are significant. And through my course, you get to have a special today if you contact me. but you can contact me, Affirm Yourself to Greatness, on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Affirm Yourself to Greatness, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. I have a link where you can click on. It'll connect you right to my WhatsApp business on Facebook. You can leave me a message on WhatsApp business right there, or you can give me a call through that WhatsApp link as well. Affirm Yourself to Greatness at gmail.com is also my email address. Everything is Affirm Yourself to Greatness.
That's it.
Gmail, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Okay. And
Yes.
I just would love to hear from you. I'm really reaching out to organizations that have that are dealing with social service type business. I really would love to reach out to you the most. I'm appealing to you because I would like to span to an audience of people that really could use this help. They may not even think about this kind of help and have the opportunity to introduce them to this kind of help. And
Hmm.
in my classes or workshops, whatever you decide that you would like to have, you learn how to acknowledge you. And the acknowledge you is the main part because you have to deal with your good, your bad, and your ugly. You have to look at yourself and realize that all of these exist in you, no matter how sweet you may think you are. You know, I'm such a good girl, but we have all
Yeah.
of these things. There is always, there is something that holds us back, and something, something that we went through that damaged us or did something to us. So, doing that course, you learn how to acknowledge your good, your bad, your then you formulate your winning plan. When you formulate, you have to make a plan. You have to come together with some things that how do you stop triggers? How do you stop
Mhm.
jumping off at somebody? What's your thing? How do you overcome fear? Fear was my biggest shutdown because of what I had been silenced in my life. Fear was my biggest shutdown because of what others thought of me. How did I overcome that? I took coaching. Bottom line,
Mhm.
coaching is what did it for me, just to be
Right.
truthful. I've been to therapy and I went to coaching. Coaching was more successful for me. And you may find that too. And then you're going to forward your way of thinking, your plan, because you're going to want to put your plan in motion. You see it
Hmm.
that you really have some good stuff. Because once again, as I said before, you create these plans. You will find that they are already inside of you. I may help you pull them out with questions, but they're already inside of you. So when you go out to start creating and forwarding your thinking, you're going to be able to do it because they were already inside of you. Then you're going to ignite your inner fire. That inner passion. Once you start moving forward, it does something. It revs you up. Confidence
Yeah.
start to be a whoa. This is me. You know, and you're gonna want to do better. And this
Hmm.
is the place where you really make the change. Then you reclaim your voice. You reclaim your right voice, your good
Hmm.
voice. We all know how to be bad, how to get ticked off with someone, how to lay them out. Oh, we can do that naturally because there's no good thing in the flesh, so we don't even have to think about that. But we
Right.
do have to think about being good, politically correct, giving right answers. But these are the things that you formulate when you start feeling good and move in a forward direction. And the last thing is to show to manifest the new you to the world because you are significant. And
Yes.
that's how we walk through that program.
I love it. I love it. I mean, all of that is so important. You can't leave out one F or leave out the M. We gotta we gotta do it all. But
Yeah, you need to do it all. But the
yeah,
main one is I my giveaway one or my one that I really talk about is to acknowledge you because that's where it all starts. You
exactly.
can't really skip past acknowledging yourself. You can't skip that because you are the one dealing with the issue. So you have
Exactly.
to be true to yourself. A lot of
And
people lie to
so
themselves, I realize.
And that's another thing always say. And if you're gonna go to a coach, tell the truth. When you get
Tell the
there,
truth.
just be honest. That is your safe space. Acknowledge, like you said, okay, I'm just scared of people and what they're gonna think. I'm scared I might fail. I'm scared that, I've tried a business before, but it failed. Just be honest. So
Just
that's
be
acknowledgement.
yes.
Right?
And that's
Yes.
where your help comes in at too. That's once if your fear is your thing, then you definitely need help to overcome that. So
Mm-hmm.
that's why you have to share it, because otherwise, and a lot of times that's what if you don't share it, you can end up getting the what to do instead of the how to do help also. And that's
Right.
another thing that I had to learn because I really needed the how to, but I guess I was coming off in the what to do type of setting or not knowing what to say or not sharing fully.
Mm-hmm. And again, like let's go back to the doctor. I can go in and say I have a headache, but if I forget to tell them I get a headache every time I eat 5 candy bars, okay, you're gonna be like, okay, I'm gonna give you something for this headache.
5 candy
You just
bars to
say,
have something to do with that.
you know, I gotta tell them, when I only get a headache, but it's real intense some days. Okay, well, what's happening those some days? He gonna dig into, well, what are you doing on those some days? So it's the same thing. Just be honest. Let it flow because this is your opportunity to get to that place where you're manifesting that greatness that's on the inside of you. And like Barbara said, we all have it. We have it in different areas. I'm. I like to. I like to be affirmed. That is one of my things. But I don't know that I'm always affirming other people like she does. You know what I'm saying? So
Hmm.
we all have, hey, we all taking our place around this table so we can make sure there's no holes, that nobody's left behind. We all doing what we good at. I'm good at coming on. Come on, Barbara, tell me what you do. You know what I'm saying? So,
And I'm
just
so
make
glad
sure.
that you're good at that because a podcast is just like my dream come true to help me present myself to the world because just talking to the empty camera, once again, that fear. But
Right.
a podcast I can do. So
Yes.
find your niche. This is my niche. I openly say I don't want to talk just to the empty camera. I like to converse with someone because
Right.
it helps my points flow. It lets me talk. It gives me a minute to readjust.
Yeah.
You know.
And we're going
So
to
I
talk.
just wanted to leave one more little quick note.
Mhm.
We're going to help affirm yourself. Will help you rediscover yourself, regain your power, and redesign your circumstance.
Yes. And so hold that and repeat it. We're going to take one more short break. And in this videos, you'll see us at the Be Brilliant movement. And it was the end of the day. People were taking pictures. So you'll see Angela come around. She'll be the one in the red shirt. She is the organizer of the event, Angela Durant. And then there's another video with Daisy. So stay tuned, and when we come back, just remind them and then remind them again how they can follow you or reach out to you.
All right.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
Hey girl, hey.
This is my new friend. Tell them who you are, girl.
Daisy, aka Margarita.
And what do you do, Daisy?
I make empanadas. Delish. Mwah.
Empanadas and margaritas.
Mm-hmm.
Let me show y'all this apron right here. Oh, wait a minute. I need to turn. Okay. So I ain't so slick on the camera and stuff. Listen, what's your website?
It's daisiesfood.com.
daisiesfood.com. Y'all got that? Go to that website, order some empanadas, and tell them you got meatless, you got vegan, you got meat.
All kind of meat.
Listen, go to the website. That's all I can say. All right.
Hello. Hi, Conversations with Aly. Aly is here. She's in the house. She landed on Plymouth Meeting. She rocked it out. She told her story. Yay! Be sure to share her videos. Bye.
Thank you, Angela. So
That was good.
y'all feel the energy that
I was
was in
just
the
grinning,
room?
not thinking about it.
Oh my gosh, it was amazing. Like I said, I came in like this, but by the end of because we were coaching all weekend, by the end of we were all blossoming. We were all
We were
making
all wide
connections.
open with everybody, right?
Yeah, we made
Yeah,
connections
so
that
it
are
brings you out.
lifelong.
It brings you out, and then that's what we need. That's what coaching really does. So just like to recap on what affirm yourself to greatness really does. I feel sometimes life circumstances just kind of start to take over, and you go with the direction of what life circumstances are giving you, and you kind of wake up one day and realize I'm moving this way, but this is not who I really am, or it's not what I was really meant to be. And
Right,
so with Affirm Yourself to Greatness, we help you find that inner purpose that you really have, what you're naturally good at, which we hardly ever think is important. We really
right,
hardly think what we naturally do is important. And believe it or not, your natural is somebody's like worst thing in the world that they don't have a clue on how to do. And that's why you are so significant. So come on to affirm yourself to greatness and let us help to rediscover you and redesign your circumstances. You can contact us at affirm yourself to greatness at Gmail, affirm yourself to greatness on Facebook, Twitter, and what's that? Instagram. And when you
yeah.
go to Facebook, there is an attachment where you can click on and set up an appointment straight through my WhatsApp business. It's already on Affirm Yourself to Greatness Facebook.
Yes, I love it. I love it. And so before we go, thank you, Barbara, so much. This has been a joy having you on the show. I'm excited about your relaunch. I'm excited about the connections you're going to make, the help you're going to give, and then the testimonials that are going to come forth because
That are
you
gonna
are a
yes.
brilliant lady and so I'm excited about what's happening.
And don't forget to mention making connections with Allie for your special discount. If you heard me on this,
Yeah.
you can get a special discount.
All right now. See, don't forget discount. I love that. And so, you are welcome back anytime. We more than just business partners. We friends. We family now. We got you. Whenever you have something going on, if you want us to announce it and things like that, let me know. If you want to come back on the show, you're welcome.
Hey, next round two will be better and better. Each round will get higher and higher, I'm
All
sure.
right.
I'm looking forward. I may be your quarterly interviewer.
We need some affirming. Yeah, every quarter. Listen, look, you done gave me an idea. Don't think I ain't writing it down. I can write and interview at the same time. And so, you guys,
Absolutely.
yes, you guys know we are making connection with Allie. We are here every Monday at 2 p.m. and every Saturday at 12 noon. I also want to mention this is the weekend where Joy Cook is hosting the ninth annual Global Soldier Festival. It's going to be in Jacksonville at Camp Lejeune. And so we have a link there if you everybody has to register even if you're not a vendor or an exhibitor or whatever. You still have to register so she'll have a account just for 'cause she's trying to keep everybody safe for COVID reasons and everything like that. So go to this link www.bit.ly.com bit.ly, y'all see that, /, non-SF guest, just so she'll know you're coming. Everybody has to register. And so, but if you can't make it, but you still want to support the event because it's an event it's the Simplify edition and it's for military families. but it's to help with the fundraising and the different things that the family needs year round. So if you want to be able to make a donation, you can use this Cash App. It's dollar sign JCAHB 220. That's dollar sign JCAHB 220, and it goes for the fundraising and for events that are happening for the military families all year round. But this weekend, starting the 15th through the 18th, is the ninth annual Global Soldier Festival. It's going down in Jacksonville. Listen, it's not too late to join. It's not too late to reach out to Joy Cook. Get there if you can. And so again, you can contact us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, email info@aliciajohnson.com. That's info@aliciajohnson.com. And if you want to set up time for an interview, maybe you're like, "Ooh, this has been interesting. I'd like to get on the show." Go to this link, calendly.com/making connections TV. That's calendly.com/making connections TV. Again, Barbara, thank you. We appreciate you. I love what you're doing. It's going to make a big difference in the world because we need people to guide us along the way. We need people to remind us how great we are. So we need you to affirm us to our greatness. And I appreciate what you're doing. I think she might be frozen. But so that's it for today. So until next time, as always, we're leaving you with love, positivity, and good vibes. Have a great day, everybody.